not sure what you mean, Alice. It's kind of satisfying to sing a little bit. That was the Luxarian day theme or whatever. There's other parts to the song, but I just got in that little loop. Yeah. I wish more people would show up for the book club, because I think those are the good streams lately. I tried, this morning I tried installing a game, and my controller didn't immediately work, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, and I just refunded the game, because I was tired of putting up with anything that doesn't immediately work. Yeah. Yeah, we're on Goblet of Fire. We're like more than halfway through it. Yeah. So, I feel like my hobbies are to like look up random video games and then kind of like see what the metagame is. And then oftentimes find reasons to not play them. I also like to think about maybe things to create in a game engine, but then not really create too much. Recently I did that like vision system for a thing that was supposed to be doing procedurally generated areas, but I never came up with a good algorithm for like generating areas. It was two-dimensional also, which it didn't have to be, but I was just doing something pretty simple with a two-dimensional grid. But there's often not like a more solidified idea of what to create, so there's just like little parts of it that I work on, and then I like kind of quit, because I suppose I don't have like strong motivation to like, or I don't have like enough of an idea that like excites me or something. Yeah, I mean in a way my Lightning Returns casual playthrough was just playing through a game, right? There was no like metagames. I mean, I looked into the metagame stuff, but... And then I was kind of trying to play Thousand Year Door casually on stream recently a little bit. My streams for that were like... The streams themselves were kind of unpleasant. I felt like no one was into it. Maybe a couple people were, but like... I don't have much motivation to continue that either. What is a metagame? It's when like a bunch of nerds on the internet like figure out all the intricacies of the game and then find ways to play it that with optimization in mind, like optimized play. It's like, yeah, the concept of optimized gameplay. And then like what does the game turn into? What the game turns into is the metagame for that game, basically. I mean, there can be different contexts. Like for Lightning Returns, there was like, you know, you get those battle high scores, right? And so some people do like videos where they set like a super high score on a boss or whatever, and then there's other stuff where there's like speedruns of the game, which is a completely separate metagame for the game. But I couldn't like find a reason to keep playing the game, I guess. Eventually I tried to play Randomizer, but then it felt like a little bit too crazy. and I just stopped playing it. I also tried to install Windows, like an earlier version of Windows on a virtual machine so that I could like have another... I was trying to run the game Dweep Gold, which is like a Windows 2000 game basically, and I was trying to run it in a window. The game forces full screen and it messes up my stream. I was too dumb to get the virtual machine to work, or like too impatient. It didn't like run or something, and I didn't have that much motivation. It's like if Dweep Gold would launch in a window, I would probably stream that. I suppose there's other like puzzly games like that that might be worthwhile, but I also kind of don't feel like getting into anything new. So kind of what I've been doing is going to bed kind of early and watching a lot of Better Call Saul. I just finished season 3, which is like... Season 3 going into season 4, it's like a notable point in the story, I think. And... I don't know, I'll probably keep watching it. I'm not like super excited to retread seasons 4 through 6 or whatever. I mean, I probably will, but... Yeah, in the meantime, I feel like there's not much social media for me to look at. I kind of unfollowed people and just being a bit more solitude. Oh, the end of season 3 is... Spoilers, it's, when Chuck's lantern falls down. It's like the whole story leading up to that point is that's like a whole, to me that's like a whole arc of the story kind of, and then it goes into the like Fring underground like construction of the place, right? I think the weakest part in the first 3 seasons, the single weakest part, would have to be the montage where Jimmy's working at Davis and Maine and trying to get fired, and it's like that inflatable thing that he sees inspires him to be all wacky and wear colorful suits and be obnoxious. The montage just drags on a long time, and it just feels like it falls kind of flat. The show's really good, though. The show is really good. Yeah, I'm not really doing much on social media. I'm still streaming, I guess. I have Instagram. I do, except I don't use it regularly. There's like old pictures. I like streaming. I mean, that's why like I'm reading the books on stream and I'm like doing talk stream and stuff. I just can't figure out video games to play. Not really. Oh, the first seasons, I think, I mean, I think I like the first season, like the first 3 seasons. I think I like them a lot. I'll have to rewatch 4 through 6. And then we get to finish the show, because it's going to air, like, later this year, in a couple months. I think it's like in a month and a half, maybe. It'll be nice to conclude. I wonder if they'll do any more spin-offs. The Breaking Bad universe, right? I mean, sometimes people get tempted to milk milk it out once they, like, they already did Breaking Bad, El Camino, Better Call Saul. It's like 5 seasons, and then a movie, and then 6 seasons. And I wonder if they'll, like, try to squeeze anything else out of it. You're looking forward to whatever game pulls me in. So I was chatting with someone and they bought me a crazy RTS game that we might play at some point. And I'll stream that if I play it. And I mean, I haven't even played it yet. I did get it on my PC, like I have it. I was maybe not gonna play it solo. I was maybe gonna wait. The Hank Police Academy origin story. Cinnamon Manager Season 3. Actually, considering the few amount of episodes remaining for Better Call Saul, I wonder how, it feels like there's a lot still unresolved. Well, okay, there's like Lalo, Kim, Jimmy, and they've like alluded to Jimmy's life as Gene, like post Saul, like after everything goes to hell, after Walt. I don't know. I just like, yeah, Kim, like, it would be pretty sad if she had a bad ending, I think that'd be pretty messed up. So I hope that doesn't happen. Yeah. It's kind of fun having a good show to watch. I know it's like the most passive of all media, just absorbing the show. Maybe. Yeah, I don't really know how it resolves. I mean, obviously, like, Fring ends up okay, leading into Breaking Bad. And Saul is still around during Breaking Bad. Yet Kim was nowhere in sight. Yeah, see, that's like a little plot detail that I wasn't really aware of. I guess, like, it's something I missed or something. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Breaking Bad is also good. I see. So that was like when Saul was first introduced in Breaking Bad? That like scene where he was like, give me $1 or something, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. So I don't know how long the stream's gonna be. I really don't have much going on. It's sort of like, it'd be nice to find a reason to like stay awake for like some more hours, like something to do maybe. Because my instinct is to probably watch television and fall asleep. Yeah, I do. If my like voice could handle reading for like 6 hours, yeah, I mean it does kind of tire me out a bit, and it actually does a number on my like throat reading all that. It actually makes me sore a little bit. Like if let's say I go to like Biz, it's like often there's not much action I take, right? I just kind of like, I'm just like looking at what people are up to. Then if I click like V, what games are people into? And it actually feels like a lot of people aren't too into games here too much, maybe? I don't know. And there's all this news that feels depressing, like Nintendo Studios. It's like IP like their intellectual property getting like milked. That's kind of depressing. Click like VRPG, and I don't even know why I'm like thinking about RPGs, because like kind of feels like RPGs aren't very good to speedrun. And in a sense there's like, they're good for a single playthrough kind of, maybe. Not to hate on RPG runs, but they seem like really troll. Not that it has to be a speedrunning, right? It's not that I have to like it's just like, I felt like the magic of Lightning Returns was probably just the first playthrough that was really magical to me, but then retreading it over and over seems kind of not, like I'm not too interested. Probably something like Smash or Multiverses or whatever, like fighting games, whatever. I guess fighting games. Someone said I should get into King of Fighters 15 or something. And I don't know. Also, a lot of games just feel like work instead of fun. I also go to like speedrun.com and see what people are doing, or maybe like our speedrun. And I try to look up stuff about like high scoring and like I like the idea of participating in something with like a metagame. If I have any kind of like unique value to add to it, I guess, instead of like completely succumbing and adhering to what was already like ironed out fully. That's not very exciting, right? It's like there's a fun in perhaps doing some kind of unique contribution with it. Maybe it's something with the concept of identity or like self-expression or something. I'm not really sure, but I honestly think it's like so hard to design a game. I think it's so hard. Not to mention all the like heavy artistic effort that goes into it also. But even without the artistic effort, I think just designing a game is like supremely difficult. And then trying to find like the perfect Magic game just for me, it's like I don't think it exists. There's just stuff that like feels kind of better, I guess, but the best time to go retro. I mean, I was even like looking at, I don't know, Sonic Advance 2 and all these like random little games from the past. I don't even know what turned me off enough to like not play it. It's like it's always video games for me, where it's like I'm looking at video games, I'm thinking about video games, and I'm struggling to like immerse myself in it. Yeah, I mean, it's been done before though, right? Like the creator of Cave Story was one person over like 6 years, I think. It's almost a dream come true. It's like one person was like, I don't know how they like envisioned the game and like came up with it and then built it all and made it so awesome. It's a dream come true. And I'm jealous of that, I think. I'm jealous of it because it seems like such a beautiful thing to like bring something into the world out of your imagination. Oh yeah, I don't know how many people are involved in Undertale. Maybe it was only 2 people. I guess that could be another example. Yeah, I mean, I've been like kind of doing this for a while. Like I looked back at a lot of old DOS games that were like from my childhood. And like I watched the speedruns of those and like I pondered them. Like some stuff, I don't know. As ZZT, infinite worlds to play, right? I kind of preferred Megazeus, to be honest, but I wasn't too into like playing Megazeus games. I was more into like playing in the editor. I guess Godot has replaced Megazeus for me, or Godot, whatever. It's that's the new editor to play in, kind of. Dr. Quandary? No. I was into like those Apogee games. Is this one of those like you like figure out clues and like, yeah. I've seen some games like this. Maybe. Oh, it looks like it's like some math game too. I don't know. Oh yeah, I mean I've heard that Toby Fox song in Pokemon Sword Shield many times. It was the song that played in the like battle tower or whatever, and you could use it for online battles. So I heard it plenty. Wing Commander 2. Yeah, there's actually a lot of DOS games I never got into. Yeah, I like went back and watched like runs for. I mean, I'm almost tempted to do one of those streams where I just like I'm on speedrun.com looking up games and I just like watch little bits of it or something. I think what speedrunning does is it like gives you some concrete like optimization challenge, and you're like the player of the game, and I mean oftentimes it's like it's a glove that doesn't fit very well. Oh yeah, Secret Agent, that game, right? That was another DOS game that I'm a bit more familiar with. I didn't play it a whole bunch, but I've played it. I mean, you say that, but like I don't know. I don't know. Is there anything that really suits me? Like, see, that's the thing. Like, I'm not even opposed to still being a speedrunner if the game is like correct. I think it's just can't find the game. Racing Lagoon. Yeah, yeah, I'm always thinking about games because, like, I think, like, the interactivity is beautiful in a way, and like they've had a big role in my life, but it's rough, honestly. Casual playthroughs are good too. I just can't find anything to get into. I have nothing to run at a GDQ, right? Like, there's nothing I'm running. Imagine I'm like 50 years old and I finally have something to run at GDQ again. It's a funny thought. The controller was working, it just wasn't working in that game, so I refunded it. I guess maybe that's the pain of using a Switch Pro controller as your PC gaming controller. Stuff just like sometimes doesn't work that well, maybe. I need to figure out something to do, right? Yeah, I think for like Windows PC gaming, Xbox controller seems to be the most compatible. Alright, I have no consoles here, right? I have the Switch. I mean, I could buy a really tiny monitor and like some like cheap capture card. Take a break from gaming. Sounds like you've burnt out. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm kind of burnt out in a way. I just haven't found like... I think if like the perfect game came along, I'd probably be really excited. Do I go to the gym? No, but I exercise a bit. What's a Minish Cap speedrunning like? How about that? minishcapspeedrun.com. Here, we can do this thing where like I can do this thing where I show you, right? timestamps. This is supposed to be wider, I guess. Okay, and then right. What is GBI? What is that? GBI? Game Boy Interface? What is that? What is a Game Boy Interface? Alright. TGH. I think this is a pretty well-known speedrunner. I'm pretty sure TGH is like a very competent, known speedrunner of many, like someone who's relevant now. Like, you know how I used to be relevant? I think this is one of the people who's relevant now, maybe? If I remember correctly. I'm surprised to see Zelda, though. Yeah, here's Celeste. That's what I was thinking of, I think. But there's other PC games, I think. Anyway, I guess they have the Minish Cap record, too. Oh, I didn't even know about the Zelda play. Yeah, is there anything on the Game Boy Advance that is, like, playable? I don't know. I never played through Minish Cap. Yeah, here's the thing, like every game, pretty much every game has like an overabundance of speedruns now. Like, you mentioned Zelda 2. Wait a minute, is this it? Here we go, the adventure link, okay. Alright, so, yeah, so... are there speedruns of Zelda 2? Not only are there speedruns of Zelda 2, like 200 different people have done speedruns of Zelda 2 in under 2 hours, right? Yeah, so like, it's like fucking flooded. Games are flooded, right? Maybe speedrunning was like the slow-hanging fruit, and now like it's saturated enough where like every game, not every game, but like most games you'd think of, like already has like a community that has like whittled it down. Yeah, we were looking at this. I mean, you could sort it by like platform. Shit, I don't know. I can't find anything on here. Like, I don't know how to find anything. We were looking through this like the other day, and like Oh yeah, Dragon Quest 11S. I liked that game, and like, I looked at speedruns of it, and oh yeah, I think the PC version has like some big skips, and the console version doesn't. And I don't think I was very fond of the run. Similar to Lightning Returns, it felt like it's just not good for speedrunning. It's starting to feel like if a game isn't designed for speedrunning, it's often bad for speedrunning. Like, very often. Sometimes it feels like games kind of become art a little bit. I mean, I would kind of argue Castlevania 64 had a bit of that going on. But, join a community, it says. Find a game. It just links to games. Help! I'm trying to be a speedrunner, but I can't find a game to play. Help! This is a crisis. I mean, we could look at like Steam and shit, you know? I don't know. I mean, we did this the other day for like hours, and I couldn't figure out something to do. Yeah, as pleasing as it is to do some casual playthroughs of games, I feel like there's that metagaming stuff that is that's where you can find longevity as long as it's designed correctly, I guess. But I can't find it lately. I used to like one at Minish Cap, it's like some stuff feels like it's already like covered, like I have no contribution, like there's no like unique contribution I offer to like playing it or something. Yeah, MMOs. I might be on the lookout for MMOs that do have a bit of like crypto integration. I think those will be coming. But like current MMOs, I might steer clear of them for now. I need to find... Okay, if I look up a game like... Okay, like Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 or something. And then we look at the tags. Oh, one of them is pixel graphics. One of them is retro. So, I don't know. Let's say I click on retro. And then look at, top rated retro. Right, there's Shovel Knight comes up. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. Are You're gonna see me speedrun Breath of the Wild 2. It's not impossible. So, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. Let's look at the Shovel Knight games. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. Okay, this is something else entirely. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove Saga. Shovel Knight King of Cards. I didn't know they made all these games. Shovel Knight Showdown. Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment. Shovel of Hope. Okay, well this Treasure Trove one seems to be a premiere release. Oh, this was 24. This is from 2014. Isn't there? Are these all from 2014? Oh, Pocket Dungeon was 2021. Oh, King of Cards is 2019. Showdown was 2019. I think these are more like... Well, I have no idea what these other games... Like, I have no idea what this is. Like, Shovel Knight King of Cards. I don't know. It's the same game with different protagonists? Oh, really? Touhou Anthology Speedrun. You know, I've never played one of those. I guess those are maybe more for score attacking, though, because they're like shmups. I guess. You know, there's also just like challenge runs. Like, I did that 9999 play points run with Super Monkey Ball, where you just had to beat all the levels without warping and without dying. And that was satisfying, even though it's not like... It's simply just getting some max score that like a dozen or 24 other players have also done it before, right? But it was still satisfying to do it. I liked the game, I guess. I'm surprised the 2014, I guess, original Shovel Knight game is are these really the same game with a different protagonist? That's kind of weird. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, Touhou... It'd probably be... Like I said, it'd probably be something more like score attack or like single credit completion or whatever. I don't know too much about it, but... Any interest in Kart Rider Drift? Kart Rider Drift. Oh, it's free. It's the only free-to-play cross-platform kart racer. Alright, so it's got the kart party game stuff and a time attack mode, maybe? Maybe. Does it? Oh, it's not out yet, huh? You know what's weird? When games were like less saturated, it kind of felt like games being released was like something kind of godlike, and now it feels like there's a million people making games, and the like mystical godlike aura from the games that came out when I was younger doesn't seem to like exist now or something. I know it's like I'm speaking total nonsense, but it kind of feels like that. Or maybe it's just like, because there weren't a bajillion games, the like achieving something, like achieving the best times or like the highest scores or whatever in these in games like 20 years ago or something felt kind of games from 20 years ago felt kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, really. Let me look at what else was in that retro category, just out of curiosity. Pac-Man Champion Edition DX Plus. I don't like the way this game looks, to be honest. Oh yeah, Sonic Mania. I got hyped up on speedrunning Sonic Mania individual levels. I was like, oh hell yeah, let's do this. And then, well, I think spin dashing was really troll. That was like awful, kind of like like the input for spin dashing was really cursed, I thought. And then they like, it was so cursed. I was playing on the Switch and like none of my controllers was able to spin dash like rev it up fast enough, and like other people who were more capable of it were playing on PC, and I didn't want to buy the game again. And then they patched the game and like modified stuff. I don't know, I just got all fucked up. I guess I should have bought the PC version back then. I mean, I 100%ed Sonic Mania, and for a very short time I had the record on Green Hill Zone Act 1 as Knuckles, right? I think I did on the, didn't I? On the Switch version, right? But the metagame felt janky to me. See, that's what I mean. I want like a really clean metagame, you see? The metagame needs to be really fucking good. Castlevania Advance Collection? Oh, Game Boy. Oh yeah, I was thinking of the DS Castlevanias. Right, Castlevania for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know much about that, to be honest. Is that what this is? Yeah. Yeah, but this is just like a glorified emulator, and it's like kind of a mess, I'm sure. I mean, okay. I mentioned Curse of the Moon, like Curse of the Moon 1. Oh yeah, there's another thing that kind of irks me when they have when it gets too fractured with like, oh, there's not a bounds glitch that saves 2 minutes, so we're gonna separate that. And then there's like 3 difficulties or 5 difficulties, so then we separate that. Oh, and then there's veteran and casual, so we separate that. And at some point it's like, it's all fractured and not in like a way that I like. I think if things are going to be fractured, it should be like clean split between character choice or different levels, sets of levels or something, or something like that, I guess. I like when it's just like really clean, you know. There's no like arguing, like there's no doubt at all about like what people are playing, right? It's just kind of irksome to me when it's like that, I guess. You could say I have some kind of like obsessive compulsive thing going on with this. Probably. I'm probably like the most like, I don't know a speedrunner who like is so fucking like OCD with category shit. Okay. Omega Boost. Omega Boost has 8 speedruns on any percent, and then for hard mode there's 4 speedruns. I have no idea what this game is. Could just like take a look. Oh, this reminds me of Star Fox 64. Maybe. It's a little different, maybe. Why is the timer not going? What is going on with the timer? What the fuck? Indeed I have. Let's watch it. Alright. Oh, they're playing on the PlayStation Portable? That's pretty random. Here you go, Tomba. Oh, there's a network error. Okay. Well, that's epic.
Alright, let's do it. Plus, you can instantly set. You can set the loading time to be instant. It's kind of nuts. Dark Station is trash? What are you on about? What do you mean? Explain your reasoning for this, because I do not get
snap
that
camera,
yeah.
Epic, memory leak, all day. It's so epic. Ugh, what is going on?
The bear in the big blue house. How? What happened? Explain.
Yeah, I don't know much about this game, honestly. Oh, is it Tomba 2? I don't know anything about this game, really. Isn't Tomba 2 more like This is PlayStation 1, okay. Isn't this one more three-dimensional, right? Yeah. See, you can start to see almost from the chat where like where the interest is. It's like the interest is in the personalities of the people involved, not in the act of playing the game, or like not in the game itself a lot of the time. It's like, why not just go back to webcam streams and say, hey, I have a personality. What is amylite? These levels are only 15 seconds long. Oh, it's just another 2D like spikes shit, it looks like. Whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking like it's hard to get a hobby that's like satisfying, I guess. It's hard to get immersed. It's hard to get immersed in anything, and it's hard to have a satisfying hobby. That's why I think it's kind of interesting when people are like, oh, are video games addictive? Or something like that. It's like, I wish video games were addictive. Yeah, that happened to me too. There were moments of epic social fail that I partook in or whatever, you know. I'm no clean slate or whatever, you know. Yeah. How about that new Kirby game? Why? What the fuck? What is wrong with Twitch? It's such a piece of shit. What is this shit? USB keyboard ruling update. We decided to allow for USB keyboards to be used in runs. Why allow this but not Amiibo? You can use a keyboard to enter the present codes or something. I don't know. It has something to do with this Kirby game. I don't know. You know, it used to be Kirby SSB. That used to be my username on the internet. But I liked Kirby in Smash, and not I didn't really like the Kirby games. This one, I wonder how this one is. It seems like visually very nice. I wonder how good the game is, you know? Damn, I think we're all just so tired of like pretending to get hype for the next major release of a game and then like, you know, like, oh, this is my new content now to stream, or I can pretend I'm like, where I can pretend I'd play this if I wasn't streaming or something. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I think it's rough. I think video games have a bit of work cut out for them, where like video games are actually not addictive enough, and they're not satisfying enough, and they're not rewarding enough, I think. So anyone who's worrying that games are too addictive, I think if games are maybe really addictive for somebody, then maybe they just haven't played that game enough yet or something. I don't know. Do people naturally grow out of games because the like super compelling aspects of life are too complicated to be encoded in like this software? Do I even like video games now? Not so much. You 100% of this game, it's a great game. That's cool that it's great. I'm glad it is. I just can't get into anything. But I want to. Like, I want to get into something. That's the problem. Like, I can do these streams where I just chat. And they're decent streams. And that's kind of what's taking up the place of the games. And I do still have a hobby of, like, looking at games and, like, you know, I'm just like looking at them. I'm like, Oh, the concept of the life-changing game. Has anyone played a game that has changed their life? And if so, how? I sound like an average PS5 owner. That's kind of interesting. Meanwhile, I kind of wish I had a PS5 because I'd probably be interested in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Hogwarts Legacy on the PS5 instead of on PC. Because my PC, like, let's face it, my PC is gonna like chug along as I play Hogwarts Legacy or whatever, probably. And yeah, I don't know, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, maybe. Is that a game to play? Hi. Do you ever think Sonic gets tired of running from his problems? Yeah. Because PS5 owner can't find any game to play as well. Well, like, ironically, I think there are 2 games maybe coming out this year that I would play on a PlayStation 5 if I had one. I think there's gonna be a Switch version of Hogwarts Legacy, but that seems like a horrible idea. Just because... Well, maybe I can be surprised and impressed, but the game just seems too high fidelity to like run on the Switch. I mean, fucking Balan Wonderworld couldn't run on the Switch, which is like kind of embarrassing. Oh. I mean, I guess like maybe Ocarina of Time changed my life because it caused me to get involved in a community and kind of help build a community that and then later have kind of a falling out with that community. It's like the social aspect of some of the games I played. Also Smash changing my life because I went to a bunch of tournaments or something. Those are probably the 2 big ones. I guess Wind Waker maybe changed my life too. It's just kind of a continuation of Ocarina of Time. I don't know. I kind of feel like the Harry Potter book club readings I'm doing are like more novel and more fun. And it kind of feels like speedrunning's almost covered. Like, any fucking game, there's like a large number of gamers who are like eager to optimize it. It seems that way. What's the worst game I've played and finished? That's a really hard question. Let me think. I don't even have an answer to that. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I mean, I think the early 2D Final Fantasies are like so different from the modern ones that I'm a little curious. Maybe like Final Fantasy 6 or something might be interesting. I don't know. Maybe I've done a bit too much with RPGs lately. Maybe. Well, between like Dragon Quest XI, Octopath Traveler, and dabbling around in Thousand Year Door again, and then Valkyrie Profile, then Lightning Returns, which Lightning Returns kind of doesn't count. It's just so different, kind of. Yeah, it is a hard question. A game that I finished that I think is shit. Well, I mean, I think I beat at least one of the stories in Sonic Heroes. I thought that game was bad. Sonic Heroes, maybe? I didn't, like, complete the game, though. Yeah, the Lightning Returns combat was really fun, and I was just playing it solo, and like the time pressure of like the world is going to end and you only have a certain amount of time, and oh, this gate only opens between this hour and this hour, and like the city has these gates that control like the flow of where you can go at different times, and like there's all these other areas and you have to like complete these big quests in all these areas. It's like it felt like good, and like the combat felt good and the themes felt good. Yeah. Not much is up. We're just kind of like, I'm trying to figure out if there's any game I should play, but I think the answer might be no. I mean, one problem with Switch games is that like it's like off limits because I don't like, I would have to go through extra efforts to be able to stream the Switch. That answer sucks. I know it sucks because I want to get into something. Like, I want to be doing something. I never played it. However, I watched some footage of it, and moving between different screens felt very fluid. Like, it felt like it would like load the next room very quickly or whatever, so you could just like move through it really quickly, which seemed good. Yeah, if I had a PlayStation 5, I know 2 games I would try.
A brand new trailer for their highly anticipated action JRPG Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
This is one of them, I think.
We're gonna dig into the trailer, talk about some exciting new updates for the game.
It is kind of just like, I think you got, you know, 4 party members, action RPG, like Tales of Arise style combat or something. I would play this, I think. I think I would buy this.
Especially compared to that 2020 trailer, not to mention that was running on a super low quality stream, so it was hard to see what it even really looked like, and not to mention a ton of great looking spell effects. The other thing that was really exciting to see was more shots of the world itself. Previously, it was a lot of these linear dungeon hallway looking things.
I think you can play with 4 real players though, which is like,
especially because the game is set in these, they call it the skylock, these big skylock.
I guess there's nothing wrong with allowing that.
Shows some of that off, so it was really great to see some of that. There's also a variety.
I imagine I'd be playing it solo.
These, like, plains areas, but it looked like some desert, some forested areas, so it was really great to see a nice variety. And I I have to say, from the little bit that they did show in this trailer, it all looks very detailed, looks really lush, vibrant, alive, and again, that wasn't really showcased in previous trailers. And that was the thing that was the most impressive to me in this new trailer, was just how full and detailed the world looked. I also liked the showcase of different combat variety. Now previously they had shown some of the main characters like Gran and Jita and Catalina, a lot of sword users. But this time around they showed casters, they showed whip users, they showed a couple.
Well, if Genshin did one thing correct, I think it's some of the aesthetics. I think they did some stuff correct. I'm not a fan of the whole like pay-to-win shits and like gotcha shits. Like I'm not a fan of that shit. This is just like a single player or up to 4 player RPG, I guess. I guess it's up to 4 players.
Anything else, and that's where you'll land and dock from when you go to these different islands. But again, I wouldn't be all that surprised even if you could control it as an airship in like an open world environment. That would be super cool. Now they didn't say this directly, but one thing I noticed is that it seems like you'll be able to get new gear that will show up on the characters themselves. Near the beginning of the trailer.
No, I didn't play Xenoblade 2. I didn't play any of them.
Basic armor designed with not a ton of armor.
I guess it's like, I mean, it's a bit different than this.
As the trailer goes on, they get more heavily armored. So my thought is, I'm wondering if as the game goes on, you'll get new armor that you can equip to your character and it'll actually show up. Or if it's more of a story-centric thing, kind of like in Final Fantasy Tactics, where Ramza would show different.
This game just looks like clean to me. I like how clean it looks.
Interesting thing to take note of.
I don't know.
It's something that shows up visually, especially with all your weapons as the game goes on. And overall, to me, the game just looks amazing. There was a nice visual upgrade from the previous trailer. It looks super nice and crisp, tons of awesome animations. And in fact, if you compare the animations of certain characters in this trailer to the same characters of previous trailers, they look much more slick, much more smooth, more dynamic. It just looks awesome. It seemed like this game is totally on track. Now, Cygames did share quite a few exciting updates for the game, so let's go through those now. They did mention during the live stream that the game is in the final stages of development. Now, they didn't give a release date yet, and they said they were hesitant to give one because of everything that's going on with COVID, and they weren't sure if there would be any big setbacks, so they didn't want to put a date down and then have a setback later. But they did say that the game is progressing nicely, and they did confirm a 2022 worldwide release and also a Steam PC release version. I know a lot of people were looking for a PC version. Previously it was only PS4, then they added PS5, and now it's also coming to PC, which is really exciting.
Like, it's coming to PC, but I'm afraid how this would run on my PC.
This was not mentioned, but I'm going to predict this now. I think Xseed is going to publish this game in the West, and the reason I say that is because Xseed had previously published Granblue Fantasy Versus and Shadowverse Champions Battle, both games that were developed based on Cygames' internal properties, their own IP. So it makes sense that Xseed would do this one. This is a huge game. Cygames wants to get it right, so why not go with a trusted publisher like Xseed, especially one that they've worked with previously. They also confirmed that there are 14 playable characters so far, and they did say that more reveals are on the way, and there's at least 3 characters that I can see them adding that have not been added to the roster yet. The first for sure is Fairy, and I say Fairy not only because she was in Granblue Fantasy Versus, but she was actually in the very first gameplay trailer for Granblue Fantasy Relink, so it makes sense that they would bring her back. And 2 other extremely popular characters, again, that were in Granblue Fantasy Versus, are Metagame.
My life's already isolated anyway, so
because, well, she's sexy and
it doesn't make it much of a difference.
She's a bow user. There aren't any bow users in the game so far, at least that I know of. So having a bow character would add some gameplay variety. And Yarmaya is just popular for obvious reasons, and I think it would be a big mistake to not have her be in the game for that reason. They also gave some more details on the modes for the game, and thankfully there is a single-player story component. Previously, all the footage that we had seen was all these linear dungeons with an emphasis on multiplayer and co-op, so a lot of people were thinking this might have been a co-op only game, but that's not the case. There is going to be a big single-player story, so that's exciting for me and all of you story-focused players out there. But there is a separate quest mode where you can either bring in your, computer-controlled party, or you can do co-op with your friends and clear harder bosses and harder dungeons. So whatever you feel like doing, there's something for you. Now this quest mode, this co-op mode, it's unclear what it entails. Like, is it going to be like Monster Hunter where you're grinding for gear and trying to get stronger?
That sounds weird.
or if it's
Quest
just
mode.
for fun, trying to do quests. It's unclear, but hopefully they'll detail.
I don't know anyone in real life. Like,
And speaking of a release,
I don't know
when
a
can
single
we expect to
person.
be playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink? We've been waiting for so long. Well, in the stream, they did mention that the game is in the final stages of development, and that on March 10th will mark the 8th anniversary for the mobile game Grand Blue Fantasy. And during then, they'll probably have some more announcements. And my guess is around there is when we might expect a release date announcement. Now, I don't expect the game to come.
Anyway, something like, I don't know. I wonder how this game would be, the single player campaign, as like a run or something. I think, I don't know, who knows, right? And then, did they show anything else new for Hogwarts Legacy? I mean, this was like the major video. I don't think they're gonna release another. Like, this is the main. This is like the main one, and they show a lot of cinematic shit. But I imagine this game on my PC would be stuttery. I guess. I don't know exactly what I think of this game, really. Like, I don't even know. Yeah. I'm a fan of the books. We've been reading them on the book club YouTube channel. I just like don't know what to make of this game, really. I mean, it looks like visually amazing, right? But as a game, I have no idea. Like like, I don't know. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. Yeah. Alright, well, so those are like kind of the two games that I would probably buy for like a PlayStation 5 if I had a PlayStation 5. But I guess PlayStation 5s are like $500, right? Like, if you go to their website, doesn't it say, like, sign up for our waiting list or something? Oh, wait. Costco members can buy a PlayStation 5 bundle right now. Updates sold out. I think they're, like... it's like no one can buy that. Like, there's so few of them around. What a nightmare, right? Would I be happier if I had more friends in real life? I'd be happier if I was not entirely alone. Yeah, I'd be happier. The majority of people want a good rendition of Hogwarts School and lots of secrets to discover. Yeah, maybe that game can just execute on that and it'll be good. You'd rather steal a PlayStation 5 from a factory than buy one for $500. Yeah, I'm gonna need the coins to go up. I'm gonna need the coins, the crypto coins to go up. If you want me to get a PlayStation 5. It's like a PC with a couple exclusives, yeah. I mean, it's on Walmart for $755 right now, right? It's like kind of insane. What are the PlayStation 5 exclusive games? It's like Returnal, right? Oh, the Demon Souls remake, right? I don't know. It's like fork over $1,000. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake. Intergrade. So it's like an upgraded version of the remake or something. I don't know. Returnal's going to PC. I think games are just like, here's the thing, like games, I think a lot of them just feel like work to me, where it's like, wait a minute, you want to pay me to or sorry, other way around, you want me to pay so that I can do work. It's like, that seems backwards. That seems backwards. The game should be free, and I should, if I'm really good at them, perhaps the game should reward you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think free to play actually makes sense, but I think the gacha random shit with pay to win shit is kind of troll. I don't like that too much. I think well, I don't know. It's just, I like the idea of like skins. You can buy skins, or like you can maybe earn skins if you are really good at the game or something, right? Yeah, pay to donate your time, exactly, right? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe in the 90s, there weren't too many games and the games were exciting, and so they're worth paying for. But now, it's like there's every game ever is out there now, and well, not true. There's so many games that have not been made yet. So I'm using hyperbole, I guess. But there's like a huge selection of things to play now, and a lot of it just isn't even fun to do. Everyone's too addicted to social media. No, I never shot a firearm. I don't think I've even, well, I don't know. No. Capturing the energy. I mean, they can record your gameplay, your inputs, and do all kinds of analytics on your inputs for either game balance or other reasons. Game of Life board game? No, I don't know. Yeah, the GameCube. I liked the GameCube. I did like it. You have a question about my hitbox? Yeah, I haven't used it in a moment. I haven't been playing Multi-Blood. Is it better than a regular arcade stick? Kind of, because you can go directly from like forward to backward, like instantaneously, and it's kind of overpowered. Yeah, as far as like the economics go for like some kind of modern game that's free to play, I mean, I haven't thought it all through. I do think I think skins are cool. They can be. A lot of them are dumb, but like I think you can make really good skins for games, and those can be limited and like tradable, sellable, earnable, buyable, etc., etc. So that's like one avenue for it. Oh, I never played Star Fox Adventures. Well, okay, I think some stuff's kind of at a stage where it's doing like the Genshin Impact model, where for a time, the game encourages people to dump real money on items that are then fixed to your account and cannot be, like, I don't think you can do, like, once they're on your account, like, you can't, like resell them or trade them, I think. So it's like this money sink where the company takes 100% of the profits, and so I think a lot of companies will, like, you know, be trying to pursue that model for a while until like a breakthrough occurs where there's actually a game where people have, I guess, more ownership over the stuff, and or if there's some kind of like interesting experience in which like multiple different games are somehow interlinked and resources can be like utilized somehow between the different games. I don't know. It's a bit vague, but that's like one way in which things could kind of evolve. Actually, relating to that last thing I just said about games having some kind of interoperability, it is interesting to me how like every game ever designs its own user interface. So like people are designing like stuff over and over and over and over again, like basically reinventing the wheel over and over and over. Oh, yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, profile pictures are like a simple thing that could be interoperable without too much effort, I guess. And that kind of works. Yeah, skins, it's like, if like Zelda and Smash Ultimate had some extra skins, maybe, like I probably would have paid real money for them, maybe. Or maybe it'd be cool if you could unlock them after you play like 10,000 matches or some shit, or 5,000 games, or like maybe every 1,000 games you play with a character you like roll another skin or something. It'd be kind of like fun, maybe. there's more that could have been done there, I guess. But then, you know, Nintendo's stuff's pretty locked down. Or, like, Nintendo stuff is, like, really... In some ways, Nintendo doesn't innovate, and I think... Like, they're trying to do something with Pokemon Home, right? Or whatever, so, like, you have your Pokemon, you can, like, bring them through to different games and stuff. So, like, Nintendo's trying to roll out stuff. Kind of the problem, though, is it's already too late, because people can, like, hack amazing Pokemon in, like, earlier games, and there's not enough, like, protection against that stuff. So I think instead of, like, seeing legacy IPs innovating hard on, like, that front, I think you'll see, like, brand new projects that are a little bit ahead of the curve eventually start to emerge. And right now there's really nothing worth playing, although I did try to look at that Ni no Kuni game recently that had some kind of, like, blockchain integration, or, like, yeah, but I couldn't get it to work because to play the PC version you needed the mobile version of the game, and for the mobile version you needed a better phone than I have, like a better chip on your phone to, like, just to create an account in the game. So I couldn't even try it. But and you know, I was playing, like, DeFi Kingdoms a bit on Avalanche, and I don't know, it's like, it's too early, like, it's still too early in this, like, front. There hasn't been something that actually grabs, like, a bunch of players and actually integrates this stuff yet, so it's still, I don't know. I think it's just kind of a wait and see thing. I think something with, like, maybe a Pokemon-like model where like you're kind of, like, I don't know, raising creatures or something, and they're tradable or something. Like, you could start to see how that idea, if it was, like, secured better, if people couldn't cheat so blatantly, you could maybe start to see how that could turn into something quite interesting eventually. It's still too early on this shit. You always said it's weird that every game has a different system for mouse sensitivity. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I mean, I think there maybe are some kind of, like, gaming primitives that could probably be more widely, like, integrated, where people don't have to reinvent the wheel, like, every time, maybe. I think it's kind of an interesting idea. There could be this, like, interesting, like, I don't know, there could be something to these ideas where stuff starts to get, like, fused, kind of. You like the idea of a game where you can make your own skins, like how you do in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and then sell them on a market, maybe. Yeah, oftentimes fans, like the small group of people who worked on the original product, are not always, like, the only people who can make really awesome stuff with that. So, like, you get these, like, fans who are really talented artists, or are just, like, super fans and want to, like, create new stuff for the thing. And oftentimes there's not really a good avenue for those people who want to create to, like, participate directly. Oftentimes those people are making, like, ROM hacks or something, or they can't like, directly integrate their work into the game, because, like, the game's team is, like, closed off, and, like, there's not, like, a perfect communication, and there's not there's some issues there related to just, like, passionate people who want to add to something or contribute to something. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about, I guess, with all of that. I guess this whole discussion is kind of forward-looking, trying to find some kind of mix of stuff. Crossworlds is an auto-battler, it plays itself. Oh, is that the Ni no Kuni game, right? Yeah, I was just kind of curious. I just wanted to, like, try it maybe, but I guess I wasn't able to. Nintendo's kept the Switch going pretty long, and I feel like if they release something new, it's probably just gonna be, well, who knows, but I was assuming they would just like power up the Switch and then, oh, it's the Switch Pro or something. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think they did have some kind of like business interview where they said they were curious about that stuff, but they weren't, again, it's just like too early for them to like actually utilize it, or they were just like curious about it or something. This stuff's probably gonna take like 10 years to like, well, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know, 6 years from now? I don't know. Oh yeah, I actually do think it's cool when the if you own the NFT, then you have like full ownership over like the creative rights for the likeness of the thing or whatever. I think that's kind of cool, actually. I can appreciate that. I feel like you were born just a bit too early. I feel like I'm always like mentally trying to race ahead to like some kind of end game, and like I think it sometimes prevents me from enjoying things, and it's not the most healthy way to look at things. It kind of would be better if I don't know. This is why I feel like I need to get into something. This is like why I'm like spending all this time looking at all these different games and stuff. I'm like trying to see like is there anything I should like be doing with games right now? Cause I guess games are still dear to my heart. I think they are. I just can't figure out what I'm meant to do. Well, I wasn't sure. I was like, is Nintendo gonna like upgrade the Switch with the release of Breath of the Wilds 2? And it would be like a kind of artificial, just better specs and nothing else. And like every game would work on it. And then like, you know, you'd get better performance and maybe resolution and something. Life extension therapy. Well, you know, some people are already taking like various substances to try to like extend their lifespan. I'm like not doing any of that, but like I guess I'm trying to avoid maybe certain foods or like too many calories, right? To like try to be healthy, I guess. I'm just doing whatever. I'm just like taking a multivitamin, right? I'm not going crazy with like life extension stuff. I feel like this body is just not gonna make it. Like long term, this body is just not gonna last forever. I'm like okay with that. Oh yeah, I have heard that before, that the Breath of the Wild 2 footage was supposedly like maybe higher spec than the current Switch. And that could maybe allude to Nintendo, they're running it on something more powerful, and they might release something more powerful with it, perhaps. It's like a reasonable assumption, considering that I don't know, like with Twilight Princess they did the GameCube and Wii U release, so then with Breath of the Wild it was Wii U and Switch, right? Yeah, so Breath of the Wild 2 could be Switch and Switch Pro or something, right? It would like make sense for them to do that. And it really could be the same cartridge and everything. It could just run on a device that had higher specs, probably. I suppose it wouldn't need a separate cartridge or anything. I'm assuming they designed it in a way that was fully backwards compatible and would just run better. Much like you could run PlayStation 1 games on a PlayStation 2, and you could run GameCube games on a Wii, etc. What do I think of Skyward Sword? Skyward Sword HD might currently be the most healthy Zelda speedrun at the moment. Maybe. Although I haven't checked in on it in a while. It's just like a linear, decently lengthy thing that is not like completely broken, right? So for speedrunning. I never 100%ed Skyward Sword. I only beat it once. I was playing it on a 4x3 480i CRT, which is actually less than 480 pixels tall because it was a widescreen game being squished 4x3 with composite cables. It looked horrible. It looked horrendous. There's some good songs in Skyward Sword HD, or I mean Skyward Sword. The Lanayru mining facility stuff felt good to me. I think there was this little section before you reach like the Thunder God or whatever, which I liked. It had some good vibes. It also had some hazy motion controls, and once I got to hero mode or whatever and I was playing it through the second time, I only got to the fifth. I only got like in between the fourth and fifth dungeon and just dropped it permanently and never picked it up again. Because I just wasn't very passionate for the game, I guess. I did beat the game. And Twilight Princess, I originally had it on the Wii, and I just like beat it but didn't care about it. And then when Twilight Princess HD came out for the Wii U, I actually got back into it again and enjoyed it and played it more, and it was like pretty satisfying. I think I might have 100%ed it. I can't remember. But it was like decently satisfying. I liked the HD version. I liked it more than Wind Waker HD. I think no need to suffer. We can just be like a little bit mindless, a little bit blissful, a little bit just vibing, whatever. And I think it'll be okay. Yeah, when I was doing the Twilight Princess HD speedrun stuff briefly, that was actually kind of fun. I think that gamepad like fucked up my hands though, playing it frequently. It didn't work out for me. I was really worried about like hand ergonomics going into Breath of the Wild, and then the Joy-Cons felt like super ergonomic, and I really, I liked Breath of the Wild. I did like it. I liked it. I just couldn't stick with it for more than a year. 1 year, and I was just like, I was just like depressed and getting in trouble on my stream. Couldn't stick with it. Tamagotchi babies. Yeah, did you see that article? Yeah. That article's like alluding towards some stuff relating to the metaverse, and it's not surprising from my end, but it's kind of interesting. It's like, instead of having kids, what if you had a digital kid in the metaverse? And then so like in this like network system, you have this like artificial intelligent baby or something, and it's like kind of weird, but like I kind of saw this stuff coming, because yeah, actually there's currently artists being very upset that AI is like assisting with art. There's some artists that are really angry, and I don't know, I'm starting to think that like really that like DALL-E 2 AI stuff is actually like definitely pretty strong. It's like pretty strong. So it's starting to influence art, I think. It's just at the beginning of influencing art now. It's currently kind of locked down and not everyone can play with it. I mean, plenty of people are playing with that like DALL-E mini model, which is like a way less parameters version, which is churning out like kind of crap. It's kind of churning out crap in comparison. The DALL-E 2 is like actually quite impressive, and I really think this stuff's gonna continue to like, I think it's gonna continue to like break through. I think it will. I mean, like some aspects of VR appeal to me. Not so much games, but like just hanging out, like, and just like having like infinite screens. I think maybe, like I think like the infinite screens stuff is really good. So like I'm just kind of waiting around. I mean, I could have a Quest 2 right now, right? But I don't. And I guess considering that I stream, I can't really like stream my VR experience, you know what I mean? And yeah, not totally sure. So I haven't had like quite the need to buy a device, but I don't know. I think it's cool. John Carmack's working on this stuff, and I think infinite screens is a great concept. VR campfires, yeah. Yeah, like a VR chat. Well, yeah, that too. It's, I don't know. That's why, like, see, now it's gonna go into stuff like identity verification and stuff, where you're gonna have certain spaces online that like are probably gonna require some kind of like digital identity, and then that would like work as kind of a filter for certain spaces to become more sanitized. That'll be like part of the solution to like anonymous troll shit. Like it's all being rolled through as the fourth industrial revolution we're talking about. Yeah. You say people will never connect with AI in the way they connect with people. Well, it's kind of like a different life form, I guess. It's supposed to... The ideal would be some kind of merger where it's like meet in the middle, and that would be like more humane, right? And then if it was really good in that aspect, then I suppose you could connect with it, and it would make real connections. But as of now, it's like as of now, it's just like this magical machine that churns out images or like writes text that seems human or something. Yeah. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not like totally sure about timelines of any of this shit, really. Oh, I see Ben Gertzel's on an interview with Big Pay 7 hours ago. I'll probably watch that. Yeah, I'll probably watch that. Alright, well, I might be just done with this stream, actually. I know I'm like suddenly hopping out, but I just wanted to pop in. I think it was a pretty good stream. Yeah, I'll probably like watch that interview and watch Better Call Saul, then sleep or something, I guess. Yeah, everyone have a good night, and we'll see what tomorrow brings, and hopefully I can find a hobby, but it seems perhaps just chatting with all of you is much more compelling than than doing anything else, I guess. Alright, well, farewell.